Great.
Hi everyone, TGIF. Welcome to the third webinar of MetaMedia Webinar Week, and thanks for tuning in all week. So this week for Webinar Week, we've been focusing on the top questions that we've been getting from businesses about how to post on social media during COVID-19. So first we covered how do I post on social media while remaining empathetic, which was our #1 webinar. Second, we posted, how do I keep posting on social media and promoting my business and sales during this time? And again, that kind of dealt with the empathy thing again, like how do I not appear tone deaf but still continue promoting my business? So that was a really good one yesterday. And we wanted to let you know that all of these webinars are recorded and they are on the MetaMedia YouTube. So you can find them and watch them again there. And we are also posting them on the MetaMedia blog. So you can tune in again. So today is our third and final webinar, which we're excited about. Which posts will garner the most attention and engagement right now? So this webinar is full of a ton of content examples that we've seen from both MetaMedia clients and other businesses about some really engaging things you can do for your followers at this time. Okay. This is me. So just a little quick introduction to MetaMedia. So we're a social media marketing agency and we're based in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Founded in 2013. So it's been about 6.5 years now. Lisa and I kind of built the company together. And we do have a team of 15 right now, including a creative team. So you'll see they do amazing work. A lot of the work that we touch upon in this webinar was created by, our team, their ideas, and then the creative team's execution. So we always like to say, Lisa and I have a journalism background. We started working for a local newspaper after we went to school. So we are all about telling businesses unique stories. And we work with a bunch of different businesses. So actually more than 50 different types of, 50 different clients right now, both locally and nationally. And we kind of on this page have some logos of some of our clients, and then we go over the type. So we work with, I think, 12 different insurance agents and carriers right now. We work with tech and biotech companies. We've worked with Microsoft pretty much since the beginning. Law firms, we work with 2 of those right now. We really enjoy working with them. And then real estate developments, luxury residences. You can see Boston Landing and Greystar in this presentation. Love our partnership with Greystar. So I think we work with more than 10 different luxury residences right now. We have a luxury home division, which we call it that, but it's really dealing with the next bullet point as well, which is design, build, architects. So basically the whole remodeling industry, we have experience doing social media for. Then, of course, we have hotels and restaurants, the hospitality industry, which, of course, we've been really, our hearts kind of have gone out to this industry during this time because they've felt the most effects, of course. So we're really trying to see what we can do to support our clients in that industry, and even just, get takeout from local restaurants because they really need it at this time. So I think the key point about the fact that MetaMedia works with more than 50 different businesses on their social media is, throughout the past 3 weeks, we've had to pivot all of our strategies across all different industries. So we're able to kind of see this wide perspective on how different businesses are dealing with COVID-19 and how they're posting on social media in different ways. So you'll see in this presentation, we show it from all different angles, and I think that's really helpful.
Cool. This is a slide that we had in all 3 webinars this week. So if you tune into other webinars, here it is again. The reason why we continue to include this in all of our webinars is I just feel like it's so vital right now. I think people know, okay, I'm home, everyone's stuck at home, we're all using Zoom and we're all on the internet all day, working remotely if you're able to, but I think people don't realize the effect that it's really had on the social media industry. Social media is actually currently at an all-time high. Facebook and Instagram, because of COVID-19, have seen a 40% increase in usage, and Instagram Live and Facebook Live have actually doubled their views. So this is just, the point of this is that you need to keep posting. You need to keep staying active on social media. There's a lot more people online and engaging at any given time. So you need to be creating the most engaging content possible so that they want to listen to your brand as opposed to another brand. Social media is bringing people together. People are doing challenges and FaceTimes and commenting and contests and like so many things that people can kind of get together. And we're going to show you a lot of tips for how you could do that from your business. But you can't afford to stop marketing or selling. It includes posting on social. And just staying connected right now really is more important than ever.
Yeah, it's actually one of the only ways we can even connect with people right now.
So, for me, just to put this out there and solidify this before we go through the rest of the presentation, like, why did we do a whole webinar on engaging content? Why does getting a lot of engagement matter? Like, we see a lot of, we have a lot of experience with all different kinds of clients over the years. And there's clients who get what engagement can do. And then there's other people who are like, so what? I'm getting likes on an Instagram post. Like, that doesn't mean I'm making money, and they kind of have a hard time seeing how that can transfer over. Right now, all you can do as a business is stay top of mind and stay in your followers' feeds. In order to do that, though, you need to be creating engaging content. People are stuck at home looking to make connections. These connections will last past the quarantine. Relationships you build right now with both current and even new customers can make all the difference when it comes back to reopening or going to business as usual. The goal is to stay top of mind, like I was saying, in your followers' feeds. But in order to do this, if you're someone who's fairly familiar with Facebook and Instagram, everything is based off an algorithm. A timeline isn't a chronological order, just, of new posts. It's actually an algorithm based on what content is the most engaging and what people have engaged with. So you need to make your content the most engaging as possible so that you do show up in people's news feeds. So again, so you're staying top of mind, so they think of you when you can reopen or even using your services right now. Engagement is important.
I did really like this example from Boston Landing. They've been doing workout suggestions that their followers can do. And the whole, area is kind of based on like a fitness theme. So this is something that's actually useful. I actually used one of their tips that they shared on their Instagram story recently.
Yeah, and this is good too, because like a content piece like this, if we go through, kind of educational content, which is kind of what this falls into. If you click that little lower right hand save button on the post, like that would be saved to your Instagram board or whatever. So like it's good because it's not just content that people want to digest once. I feel like this is the kind of thing where people would want to save this to their board for a later workout.
Mm-hmm. And then they'll always remember you. They'll be like, oh, I got this from Boston Landing.
Yep.
Okay. Tip number 1, longer, more thoughtful captions. This is a huge thing that we've been seeing lately. So connecting with your followers through longer, more thoughtful captions. Gone are the days of short, witty captions. I mean, Instagram, we tell our staff all the time, we talk about this. It used to be, 1 to 2 sentences is like the max that you should be doing on Instagram because no one's reading the captions. But right now, everything's totally different. People just want to see authenticity. They want to hear from business owners about how you're faring. They want honest stories told through contents and captions, because right now in times like this, it's all kind of about shared experiences and, empathizing with each other. So you have the opportunity to do that in the captions of your social media posts. So don't be afraid to make your Facebook and Instagram captions a couple paragraphs long when necessary. And definitely focus on just be real, be real with people, share the reality of what your current day looks like. Share how your particular business is pivoting and continuing to service customers, what you're doing to support your team, etc. Sharing stories from the past couple of weeks, moments that mattered to you, things like that. So the example we have is one of our clients, Anna's Taqueria, is still open for delivery and takeout right now. And they were like, we want to help however possible with these efforts for healthcare workers and people that are on the front lines and for first responders. So what they've been doing is these hero meals, but you can see what we want to focus on here is the caption. This isn't a short caption. This is like a little bit longer. But they're basically just saying that, in times of struggle, we're prouder than ever to work with incredible partners like Toast. Toast has joined forces with area hospitals to launch hero meals, and we're thrilled to participate. And then it basically kind of just explains it, so it's just kind of more of a heartfelt message from these businesses.
Yep. A phrase I kind of like is also like less snark, more heart. I feel like during this time, like people don't really want to see your puns and stuff like that. They just want to see honesty.
Exactly. Okay. Tip number 2, educational content and giving back. So providing your followers with relevant educational content, this is a unique opportunity right now to do that. A couple things you can do: share helpful tips related to working from home, wellness, healthy recipes, how you can stay active while on quarantine. One big thing that people are really going through a lot right now is if you have kids, they're home from school right now. So any kids or family activities, safety tips. Like off the top of my head, I've seen some businesses posting, downloadable coloring books for kids, or fun things that, kids could do during this time. That's kind of like related to their business slightly.
Yep.
Other things I've seen are, like restaurants doing like tutorials on how to make some of your favorite dishes that you can't get anymore from the restaurants at home. And those have been really cool.
Yeah, we've done it like in 2 different forms. And I feel like I would just do both if I was you guys. Like you could do a video of like actually making it, but then also I would do like a swipe feature and actually list the recipe out so people have it and they can like save the recipe for later.
Yeah, because exactly what Lissa said, when people save it to their collections on Instagram, they're always going to remember you and they're always going to think about you when they look at that recipe. So again, this is like educational content. You're helping people, but at the end of the day, you're just staying top of mind with them too.
Yep.
So the way to do this is to think to yourself, what is something at which you're a true expert and how can you share that information for free right now? For example, Meta Media, we're like, we really just want to help at this time. What can we do? So we're doing free webinars. We're doing the free lunchtime lessons next week because we have been getting a lot of questions from business owners about how do I post on social media. So this is what we can do to help people at this time. Another thing, our whole insurance industry, they have tons of tips that they can be doing right now. Like, for example, how to maintain your car during quarantine. Everyone's getting, flat tires and dead batteries and things like that because they haven't been driving their cars in the city. So we're providing helpful tips for car maintenance, tips for staying safe, tips for work from home wellness. Like you can see this example over here. Quincy Mutual is one of our insurance carrier clients, and they put together this infographic, 5 wellness tips for working from home. Because you have to understand that, for industries like Meta Media, for example, marketing companies, maybe tech companies and things like that, people are used to working remotely. I mean, they do it all the time. But there are so many industries, like, for example, the insurance industry that are a little bit more traditional, and these people are used to going into the office every day. So these wellness tips for working from home are actually helping a lot of people. So it is like very, very relevant content right now. This post on Facebook actually got a ton of engagement as well and a ton of shares. And then the next example is, like we were talking about our residential property clients, they've been offering live streaming of fitness classes because their residents are all kind of like stuck inside their apartments. They're like, what can we do to not only support a local fitness person, but then also provide our residents with some sort of like, exercise they can do while indoors. So really love this image from our residents 500 Ocean. And I've been seeing all sorts of virtual events coming from residences. I mean, I live in one myself, virtual trivia, virtual, anything to bring your residents together at this
We're
time.
doing like virtual paint nights, like you were saying, virtual trivia. You might even do something like a virtual like a succulent night, and they're like going to drop like the little kits off at everyone's door, like individually wrapped, and then you can like they'll live stream how to like put it together.
That's fun. Even like a virtual sip and chat. Like we've been doing those for Meta Media and those have been great. Virtual game night.
Yep.
Lots of virtual games right now. Anyways, could you do a webinar? Could you do a virtual tour? Could you do a live Q&A, teach a live class? Just think, how can you help others during this time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another thing you should do is let your followers know that you're giving back. And then, people are always like, oh, is this like bragging about my business and how I'm giving back? And, it's not really, because when you post about something like, for example, the Connecticut Food Bank here, you're actually giving people another idea of how they can help these efforts too, So you're kind of like supporting and getting other people to want to support as well.
It's just about all about when you like do charity stuff, during this time, but even like ever, it's just about phrasing. It's just about, we're so honored to be able to help. We're proud to be able to help instead of like, look at us.
Yeah. So here are some examples of, just let your followers know what your business and your team are doing to aid relief efforts. So for example, Cushman Insurance, one of their staff members, and this would be like a cool email to send out to like your entire team, be like, hey, we want to do a roundup. We want to see if anyone's like making masks or contributing to blood drives or food banks right now. And then you can spotlight what your employees are doing, because not only is it showing like, hey, look at this amazing, look at how these people, my employees are like care and they're helping people, and then they're helping people in the local communities. But it's also like a big morale booster because it's like you're kind of saying thank you to your employees too by, you know, highlighting what they're doing. So
Mhm.
Cushman, one of their staff members, and her family have been sewing face masks. So the staff member sent us this picture and we posted it on social media. And you can see in the caption, it says, "We are beyond proud of, you know, Cheryl and her family's efforts in assisting with the high demand for medical supplies. Thank you, Cheryl, for making a difference." I mean, it doesn't get any more heartfelt than that. I mean, that's real. Um, the second one, Barron Star Insurance. I really like this one for this engagement webinar again, because they're doing a fundraiser for the Connecticut Food Bank, because they have offices in Connecticut as well. But instead of just being like, hi, donate to the food bank, they're saying for every like this post gets on Instagram and Facebook, we're going to donate like a certain amount of money to the food bank. So it's getting people to engage with the post as well, which, like Lissa was saying, it makes it start going viral. And then that's only benefiting the food bank. You know what I mean? And then it's also getting more people to see Barron Star Insurance. And then the final example here, Boston Landing. I love this post. It's just very strong because it's also very simple, and I think the graphic looked great. But it's basically like, you know, they always, New Balance always produces the sneakers, and they have those types of materials. So now they're shifting all of that efforts to, you know, provide more masks because of the
This
lack
is
of
actually our top performing post ever on Boston Landing, so pretty good.
yeah. Okay. I think this is you. Gather feedback.
So the next thing we want to go over, another kind of engaging type of post, is any kind of post where you're asking questions or gathering feedback from your audience. The thing is, it doesn't have to be like serious. It doesn't have to be casual. It can be both. You can kind of switch off between the kind of feedback that you want to get. But basically, just talk to your customers and let them talk back. Right now, more than ever, like we've been saying, people are online and they want to engage with brands that they know and love. So give them like a reason, give them a prompt to want to engage with you. Ask your followers questions and show you're listening. You could ask like, how, you know, you could start off with like a little bit more somber or serious. How are you doing? How are you coping? What are you doing to keep busy during this time? What are you doing to stay kind of mentally healthy or stress relief, whatever it is. Even when this kind of all started, and I feel like you could do it now, it's not, you know, it's not too late. We saw many brands just flat out kind of like ask their customers what type of content they want to see right now. They were kind of just like, you know, we know this is huge, and we know this is affecting so many people. You guys tell us what you want to see. Do you want to see kind of more business as usual type of post so that we can kind of create a sense of normalcy, or do you want us to be more sensitive to this and serious to the situation? A great tip in order to gather feedback, besides just kind of putting questions in your captions, is utilizing Instagram story polls and question stickers. If you go into Instagram stories and you browse around their stickers, they have a lot of great stickers for getting feedback, like again, polls, questions. You can do like a slider image. You can do like all different kinds of things. Another good fun thing to do besides asking people what they're doing is you could also ask them, how can we improve our business? Like kind of use this time to pause in terms of how you currently run the business, and reconsider some things you could maybe tweak in the future. Like maybe some new services customers would like to see, products to stock, just new ways to go about things. Just ask questions really is the point of this one.
Yeah, it's a good time for it.
Another tip in terms of what will kind of garner a lot of response right now is just video. Video has always been huge on social media. It gets way more engagement just naturally than like a post does, and you could tell a lot more, you know, in a video than you can obviously in a photo. There's like that a photo says 1,000 words. I don't know. A video probably says 1,000,000. So, you know, further engage using video content. People are spending a lot more time on social. It's also natural that video consumption has actually also increased during this COVID-19 time. Video is a great way to share a lot of valuable information in a quick, digestible way. Plus, your video content is going to perform a lot better on the IG Explore page. Video content comes up larger than photos on IG Explore, so you're more likely, if you're on that page, to stand out and to get views. In terms of some video ideas, you can share educational videos, you can share entertaining videos, you can talk directly to your audience, share them on stories, Instagram Live, Instagram TV. The difference between Instagram TV and kind of like sharing a regular video to Instagram, on Instagram TV, videos can be as long as you want. On Instagram, they're going to be a minute and they're going to cut you off after that. So just kind of think about how long your video needs to be. If it needs to be something that's a couple, 10 minutes, if it's a tutorial or something, and it needs to be a little bit longer, I would shoot that again and vertical just on an iPhone, upload that to IGTV. And then what you can do is share a preview to your feed. It'll be a minute, but it'll come up like on your feed and then people can click to keep watching your video on your IGTV. Or you can use stories or live or whatever it is. If you haven't created a video in the past, I do think this is a great time to try it out. And then right here, we just have an example from our client, Tony Maws of Craigie Burger in Craigie on Main. Of course, being a restaurant, they've been hit especially hard during this time. And Tony is kind of leading this coalition of Massachusetts independent restaurant owners. He has over 500 of them kind of signed on right now. When we first posted it, it was 70. So now it's 500. It really has taken off. And a way that we got more people to sign up and to spread the word is Tony literally just set up an iPhone, propped it up in front of him, and did like a selfie video. And we posted it on his Instagram. We got it down to exactly a minute. So we didn't do it through IGTV, but it's just a really great way to reach your audience during this time.
Yeah, and I think with the video from like an owner or a president of the company, it doesn't get any more authentic than that. It's like a personal message from you that's like how you're dealing with this time. So it works really well.
Some easy video editing apps. So like, if you can get it in one shot, that's great. But if it's the kind of thing where, again, it's like a recipe or an educational video or whatever, and you feel like you need to splice some clips together or speed up some points or put music behind it, add captions, whatever it is. Here are some apps for that. We see a lot of people get nervous and kind of scared, deer in headlights type of thing when it comes to video content. They think it needs to be perfectly edited. Like it really doesn't. And especially now more than ever when authentic content is king, keep it iPhone. Why not? You don't need a fancy DSLR, just your phone and some good apps, simple, to the point, authentic. Here are some good apps if you want to splice some clips together. I like InShot. That'd be my pick, InShot Video Editor. These are all just for iPhone. I'm sure they have Android versions as well. And you could just, like I was saying, put clips together, trim things, take music out, speed up, add captions, whatever it is. And there's also the iMovie mobile app, and then Splice is a third app you could use. So live views. So, we were talking before about different kinds of video. There's a video you could just post, or there's video where you're literally streaming live. Live views have doubled on both Facebook and Instagram during this time, which is crazy. This is something that I've also mentioned a lot, I think, this week, is that previously, like, Instagram Live wasn't like a huge thing. You would see people doing it once in a while if it was from an event, or if there was like a real reason to do it. As someone who's just on Instagram all the time anyway, like I feel like when I would go on, you see like maybe one account going live randomly. Now at all times, there's like 5 or 6. I think yesterday at one point there was like 12 accounts I was following that were all live at once. And because now we're just using live to connect, it doesn't have to be like, oh, there's an event happening, let me stream it live, or a speech happening, let me stream it live. You could just kind of go live whenever. Going live on both Instagram and Facebook is very, very simple. You press a button, add a caption if you want. Followers usually get notified when a brand they follow goes live. So it's really great because you're more likely to get more views. They'll get a push notification to their phone saying, hi, this person's live, tune in. And live content, it could be anything, virtual tours, conversations, cooking classes, webinars, etc. So if you see to the right here on Mentor Media Live, I think that was earlier this week, we had 2 of our amazing account managers, Kate and Kim, and they just did a live discussion. You could have 2 people going live at once. A live discussion about mental health for social media managers during this time, since we are online all the time. And then to the right of that, one of our residential property clients, Market Central, they're doing, because you can't go tour the property if you want to live there in real life anymore, so they're doing virtual tours. They did a live virtual tour. This was really great because they even announced that at the end of it, we'll be giving away a gift card if you react with an emoji, which is why there's all those like emoji reactions right there. So it's just a good way to ensure that people were tuning in to the end. I do think we have some Q&A. How difficult is it to go live with multiple people? It's definitely not hard at all, especially on Instagram stories. The way you do it is that, say you're going live from a business or even from, your own account, you just start going live. And then what you're going to want to do is the second person is going to tune into your live. And when they do that, they'll see a button that says request to be part of this live video. They click that and then you accept it. And that's it. And then you're live together on Instagram. You can't do more than 2 people. It's only 2 on Instagram stories. So I hope that answered your question.
Oh, one thing I was going to say, I don't know if we mentioned this, Lissa. Would you talk about the new question sticker live Q&A thing that you can do on
No, you
Instagram?
mentioned that.
So, do we mention it or should I say it?
Okay, you can mention that.
Okay, so you know how there's the question sticker on Instagram where you can like be like, "Hey, ask me anything," and people
On
submit their
stories.
questions. Yeah, so now there's this new feature on Instagram where when you go to share the answers, or basically when you go to share people's questions for you, when you share it, you can go live in the answers. So basically, like, say you were like a real estate person, you could be like, ask me anything about real estate in Cambridge right now, or ask me anything about the housing market during this situation, stuff like that. And then when you share their question, you could like live on Instagram answer it. So that's another fun idea, is doing a live Instagram Q&A.
Yeah, and you're basically checking off 3 boxes here because you're doing educational content, you're going live, and you're doing video.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Stories. So stories are so huge during this time. Instagram story usage is also up. Here's a little example. Not everything has to be obviously like quite as designed and such a production as this, but we have one account manager on the team, Aaliyah, who's like an amazing baker. So she's basically just been doing a baking show. And those donuts look phenomenal.
They
That's
do.
an at-home donut. But story uses is really up as people are looking to connect more with authentic real-time content. We've also seen increases in story views and usage. Stories allow brands. So when you post to your feed, sometimes, you kind of overthink it and you get nervous. Like, how is this going to look like in my profile? Is this going to fit in with my other photos? What am I saying? This is sticking around forever, etc. Stories are great because they're up for 24 hours. Of course, you could always add it to a highlight and it'll stay on your page forever. But if not, they're just 24 hours and then they're gone. So you can really share more like real in the moment content. Again, going back to the authenticity that's so important right now. You don't have to worry about how it's going to look on your page. It's great for instructional videos, again, like this baking one. Staff takeovers, like I've seen a lot of people do like a day in the life during social isolation, social distancing on stories. They're also great for actively engaging your followers. So again, like we've mentioned before, there's the question and the poll stickers that you can put in. Also, just always using hashtags and geotags is great. And then also we've seen some people, and we've created these for some of our clients, like a template type of thing where people could share it. And they fill in the blank, like here's the 5 accounts I'm loving right now. Here's what I'm doing during this time to stay active, whatever. You can make some of those very easily in Canva or over. And just make sure to post your story every single day, especially right now. It does not have to be perfect at all. It could be a selfie video. It could just be what you're currently doing. It really does not have to be perfect. Or some people think, oh, it's not worthy. It's not Instagram worthy. It is. Just post it. It'll just help your account stay at the top of your followers' minds and at the top of their feeds.
Yeah, and actually Instagram stories, people don't care about production value. It's more about authentic behind the scenes content, you know? So it doesn't have to be like this huge production. Like, it's actually cool if you could just like, tell an authentic story or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So the stay home sticker, I think is like really important. If you guys are not active story users and you haven't noticed it, I'm just going to kind of explain what it is. In late March, Instagram launched this stay home sticker. It's one of their many stickers that you can add to your Instagram story. When you use this sticker in your story, it will show up in the larger stay home shared story. So if you see with the first screenshot there, it's showing the sticker popping up and you could click it to use it. Then you insert it into your story wherever you would like. And then if you see all the way to the right, that's what a user sees when they'll go into Instagram. And what's so great about this is that whereas normally your little profile bubble could be like, they would have to scroll through in order to find it at the top. If you use that stay home sticker, you'll automatically be in the stay home story, which is always the first thing they see. So hopefully it doesn't sound too confusing, but it's actually very simple when you do it. It's a great way to get more exposure. Some story content ideas to best use this sticker with for professionals, like showing your followers some sort of like work from home tips to maximize productivity. Parents, again, with having kids at home, fitness enthusiasts with gym clothes, some at-home fitness and wellness tips, restaurant and bar, showing your followers how to make signature dishes or cocktails at home. Basically the same kind of thing where any kind of educational or entertaining content you could provide, if it has to do with like, we're providing this because you're at home right now, you should include that stay home sticker. One second, we did get a question. I only saw stay home within my followers, not new people. Is that your experience? Yeah. So when you go and you click, I think this is what you're getting at. When you go and you click through the stay home story, it's only people that you're following. But again, what's good about that is that like normally you might not have seen that follower story at all. But if you're going through the stay home story and they've used that sticker, you will see their story. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, good. I'm happy she got it.
Okay.
Great.
All right, tip number 6, get creative. So we're kind of ending the webinar with just a bunch of engaging post examples, and we'll just kind of talk through them. So the first one on the left here, I love this one. This is from Meta Media. So I don't know if you've noticed from the Meta Media feed and Instagram stories, but we've been doing a ton of bake-offs and cook-offs and dog-offs. And why I like this is because not only is the post engaging in the feed, because it's kind of each one of these is a contestant in the cook-off, and each one of these is a video that plays. But then in the caption, we direct people to our Instagram story, and that's really where the engagement happens the most. So basically we say, all right, get ready for our cook-off. We have 4 of our employees going like against each other. And then we have each of them upload their videos like themselves. And it's like, get ready for, Rachel's hungry Italian sandwich. And then she does like a TikTok of her cooking it. And then it's like, now here's Jackie's like sausage lasagna. And she, might do it in a different way. Like, here's the steps of how I make this. Then at the end, we use the Instagram quiz sticker, and that's where we're really getting the engagement, because we ask our followers, we want you to vote for this. So it's just a really good way of getting engagement.
A good idea I have for restaurants in particular with this idea is like, we did this in terms of like, we basically just had the staff be like, hey, what is like your signature dish? You should make it and compete with each other. What I would do if I was like a restaurant, I'd be like, hey, say their signature dish, I don't know, I'm literally making this up, is like buffalo chicken pizza. I don't know, I made that up. What I would do is, one, you do the educational content where you do a video of you making it, and then you post like the ingredients needed and the recipes to be like, hey guys, here's how you can make this signature dish at home. But then I would take it one step further and I would challenge your followers and I would say, hey guys, if you make this at home, and you don't have to make them do a whole video, that might be like a big ask, and just show us a picture that you created this signature dish at home. And then you can do the same thing. Well, we'll enter 4 people and people can vote on which one looks the best, and you'll get a gift card to use in the future. And that could be like a really fun way to engage your followers and kind of get in front of more people.
Yeah, I think tying in contests and gift cards whenever possible at this time, it obviously is the number one way of getting more engagement and incentivizing people to participate. And then not only that, but at this time, I mean, you're supporting local businesses by doing the gift card thing. So you can mention that too. But for something like this, when you do like a challenge or whatever, you can do something simple with your employees, or you can just relate it to your business, which I think is also a good idea. If you have like a pet related, like dog walking business, you could do like dog tricks versus each other. If you have a fitness business, you could do different fitness tips, and like vote for your favorite like fitness hack, stuff like that. So there's tons of stuff you can do with a challenge like this.
Uh-huh.
The second one to the right, this is something that our awesome creative director made for Boston Landing. 7 upbeat songs to add to your playlist. I just thought this was fun because this is something that would make, people could save this to their Instagram story collection and then later add these to their Spotify. But it's just a different take on like a work from home tip. Because we have been seeing a lot of the same kind of similar things. It's like, here's productivity tips and here's workspaces and stuff. But a playlist is a really good idea too. Definitely want to do more of these from Enter Media as well. The third one, Central Square Live. This is for our client, the Central Square Business Association, or the Central Square Business Improvement District now. So basically they kind of act as a convener of all local businesses in Central Square. But a lot of the small businesses in Central and the artists are all kind of on hold right now because of the quarantine. So for them, it was like, what can we do to still support these local businesses, while everyone's essentially closed. So they came up with this idea for a whole programming schedule of Facebook and Instagram Live, where, they have yoga instructors, they have artists, they have, dance instructors from like the dance complex. And they're basically on Facebook doing these live tutorials, kind of like, you've seen all the live fitness classes that people are doing. But what I think is really smart about what the Central Square Business Association is doing is they're asking people for their Venmo accounts so they can still support these artists and these fitness instructors at this time. The people that tune in to the Facebook Live can donate directly, to their Venmos. So I thought that was a smart idea. And like I think Lisa was saying this, but Facebook Live and Instagram Live are getting more engagement than ever right now. So when the Central Square Business Improvement District goes live on Facebook, every single one of their Facebook fans gets notified. So they're actually getting way extra views from doing this. Down bottom left, we talked about this. This is a really good way to get engagement and get people sharing your Instagram stories, and then to kind of like put a little bit of your branding in there, like put your logo in, so that as people kind of like share and share and share, it's more and more new people that are like secretly, seeing your logo. But you can do it in all sorts of fun ways. So for Meta Media, we're really trying to push the, stay positive, uplifting kind of message angle. We actually saw a stat this week that said that positive conversations on social media have increased by over 1,000% during the COVID-19 crisis, which makes a lot of sense. So, for this one, it was one of our creative team members created this Instagram story today I'm grateful for. And basically we say, screenshot this story, share it on your story, and then write in a couple things you're grateful for every day, which I thought was sweet. Next one is one of our residences kind of did the same concept, Market Central. They're in Central Square, but instead they did a this or that. And this is kind of like a quarantine themed this or that. It's like, which one do you prefer? So we say screenshot the next slide, share to your story, and basically people can like circle, which one they prefer. So it's like another way of getting people to actually like actively engage and share things.
Yeah, and again, these could obviously be tweaked to like be in your branding and your colors and to kind of go along with like the pillars of your business. And again, like you don't have to be intimidated by like, oh, how could I create that? I don't have a creative team. You could very, very easily make them in Canva, or I've even been seeing the app called Over, just like Over. They've actually been specifically making these kind of things that businesses can literally just like tweak and use. Like they have templates for these kind of things. So free app.
Mm-hmm. The next one we talked about already, but I like the fact that they did this based on engagement. So instead of just being like, donate to the Connecticut Food Bank, they said, for every like this gets, we're going to donate this much money, which led to more and more likes on the post, which made the post start to go viral, which actually allowed them, like they donated more to the Connecticut Food Bank because they phrased it in that way. And then the next one was just kind of like a cool thing. I think, is this promoting virtual tours?
Yep. Because basically what they can do is like, if you see it says like Market Central would like to FaceTime, it's technically what that says. Like in addition to doing the live tours that they're doing, or like even the fact that you can just do like a virtual tour on their website, they're even doing like personalized tour where like literally you could just FaceTime an on-site team member.
Yeah, and Liz and I were talking about this, I think, in yesterday's webinar. But if your business provides any sort of consultations, like we have a lot of clients that do those sort of things, people usually generally like the video better because it's more personal. You get that face to face rather than a phone call, and I think people need that, one, to purchase something, and I think they also need that at this time. Okay, next slide.
Cool. More engaging post inspo, just because again, this stuff is really fun to look at, honestly. And then also it's just like, we want to be providing you guys with ideas so that you can best be sticking out to your customers and your followers and staying, again, top of mind during this time. The first one, we did not make this. This is from it's a social kind of planning app called Planoly. They have a pretty cool Instagram if you want to follow them. And this is just fun. Instead of like Coachella, they did Couchella. And it's just like different things you can watch on Netflix. And it's just like a fun little thing, And I just think about how you could use that for your own business or tweak it or kind of put new things in it. I think that's hilarious.
That's so funny.
Yeah. The next one is from our client, High Street Place. They're a food hall that actually was supposed to open March 23rd. So, of course, that did not happen. But it's coming to downtown Boston. It's going to be amazing. So what they're doing during this time is promoting and helping to bring light to tenants who like have other locations open or like other locations that they can do delivery or whatever from. Some other juice is like a juice place, health food type of location in Boston. They have three spots. I think they actually ended up closing, but they still wanted to be able to provide healthy recipes for people to make at home. So like one of their signature juices is like a mango green moju from Mother Juice recipe. So we just made this little graphic, and then when you swipe, it actually has the full recipe on there, so people can save that and access it later. The next one is, I think, from one of our insurance clients.
No, it's from Lauren Holler in the real estate.
From our Lauren Holleran, who's real estate agent in Cambridge. People are obsessed, as they should be, with promoting small businesses and like the way they can do those right now. So why don't you just give them those ways to do them and give them some suggestions. And of course, everything we always do for all of our clients is in their branding. So this was too. Just a really fun little thing, and like showing that it costs $0 to like, share, tag a friend, promote this person, give them a shout out, all kind of social media mentions.
Yeah, I like this one because I feel like most of the roundups we've been doing have been like, oh, get takeout or delivery or buy a gift card. But this is like stuff that you can do to support people for free, which is also like a legit thing.
Yeah, and then the next one on the bottom left, it's actually kind of a very similar post, except it was from a salon client in Somerville. And then theirs kind of included more of those other things that Lauren was saying. So some things are free, shared social posts, referring friends, booking future appointments. But the other things like ordering delivery, takeout, or purchasing gift cards for either yourself or a future experience, or for like a friend and family. Just another way to kind of phrase it. Both are cute and went with their branding. In Good Company is a financial wellness company that we work with. They're owned by Mass Mutual, and they basically provide financial wellness education classes. Obviously previously they would go to large corporate offices and teach those classes in person. Right now they've switched to virtual classes. This was a really, really cute post that they did. We're basically just thanking all of our frontline workers and first responders during this time. So you say policemen, firemen, cooks, just showing everyone is hurting during this time and that we're all together. And I know, Lauren, that this post did really, really well, especially on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. It definitely blew up. I think I got like 600 plus interactions, and then it got a lot of shares.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to the whole kind of positive reinforcement or messages of support, all of that kind of stuff that's doing really, really well right now and what people want to see. So this kind of helped with that. And this was a fun, again, this is not a Meta Media client, this last one. There is a Instagram account called Create and Cultivate. I think they kind of do like conferences and stuff like that. But I just follow them for the social inspo. And I really like this one because I feel like a lot of people use the Notes app on their phone anyway. And literally all they did was like take a screenshot of their Notes app and they put it in front of a background. So I feel like this would be so easy for someone just to take a screenshot and then throw it in front of like a branded background or something like this. And that was really cool. And that could be a whole series. That could be like sharing playlists, sharing recipes, whatever it is, but like just as iPhone notes.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Love that one.
Okay, so the last thing, we just wanted to remind you guys again that Meta Media is offering free social media consultations at this time. Like we said, we've been getting a lot of questions from not even just our clients, but business owners texting us like, should I even be posting on social media at this time? Like, how should I be posting? How can I do it empathetically? So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to us. We can set up a call, do a free consultation. You can email us at info@mettermedia.com to set yours up.
Yeah, I mean, we love answering questions, and we also like love brainstorming ideas. It's just fun. And I think honestly, we're pretty good at it because we just, we do it for so many different industries. So just, email us, no strings attached. We want to help. Mm-hmm. And so that's it. I think we have